welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is Just Christine. For today's video, I'm going to be planning for the week of July 7th to the 13th, and I'm using this kit from Saucy Stickers Go. This is the kit called Just Peachy. So I only grabbed a few sheets of her deco bundle because I know I'm not going to be using all of the sheets, so I just grabbed the ones that I knew for sure I was going to be using. I also grabbed the mood board for this kit and the alcohol ink swatches and the functional boxes as well. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in this, please stay tuned. Okay, so since this kit isn't foiled, I just decided to grab some of my gold foil stuff in my stash. I just decided to pair it with gold because I think it's the easiest way and it complements the kit more than the other, like the other two. Plus I have a lot more stuff in gold than I do in silver and rose gold. So anyways, I only grabbed the deco sheets for this kit because I wanted to try out my hand just using deco kits for other shops other than Dash of Sun and the Pretty Pinko. And I really loved the mood board of this kit. And I feel like I used it everywhere, and I really love that concept of the mood board. I've been kind of on the fence on how I want my memory planner to be for next year. I've been really debating whether I should just stick with a B6 memory planner or go back to a vertical planning. I've been using vertical planners since I started my journey with the whole decorative planning, and even when I first started YouTube, I've always been vertical planning. So now that I'm a little bit, it's not that I'm coming out of that phase. It's more of I don't think the rigidity of the columns is as needed for me as it was before. So therefore, I don't really see why I should keep using vertical planning. Vertical planners. So with this kit, since it was a little bit more fluid and I didn't have the full boxes, I was like, okay, let me see how I'm going to be able to create my memory planning with the deco bundle kits, because if I'm not going to do vertical planning, obviously I'm not going to be buying vertical kits, and I'm also going to be sticking to decorative bundles. So for this spread, I did something a little bit different. Usually I would put like 3 to 4 things in each column to represent what I did that day or that week. But for this one, I definitely went very minimal on the planning itself, and I did mostly decorative, and I wanted to see how that would feel in my head. Because technically, like the vertical planning and the decorative planning, or like the more decorative planning, they're all very kind of similar. It's just really how I can work things around in my head. I was very pleasantly surprised that I liked how this looked. I just don't know how I would be happy about it in the long run. I'm so used to when I flip through my planner, I see the things that I did for that particular week, particular day. And even though I just kind of like write down the same things over and over again, I still like seeing it visually at the end of the month, or when I'm doing my flip throughs, or even when in the in the future when I flip through my pages. I don't know how I'm going to feel where like 6 years of my planning, or actually it's 2016. Yeah, 6 years of like my planning was in vertical planners, and I can see like things that I did each and every day. And then after that, I'm gonna move on to like just writing down one thing per day. Um, and yeah, I totally don't have to do the one thing a day only, and I could put more stuff as if I ever do decorative planning. But yeah, this is where I'm kind of like, I'm I am so lost. And to be honest, if I don't make up my mind by the end of like by Black Friday, I will probably just keep continuing to do vertical planning, because it's what I'm comfortable with, and it's kind of like a safe space for me. And if I need more time to decide, definitely. And I can always just switch it up by mid year if I feel comfortable doing that. Um, Anyways, let's move on with the actual planning itself. So here I went a little bit crazy with the decorative, and like I said, I just decorated this whole entire page. And I had fun doing it. I really, really like the fact that I'm able to put more decorations rather than the functional boxes. Um, you guys will see in the when I do my day by day how I went about to actually doing that. Um, and like I said, I really, really love the mood board um of Saucy Stickers Co. I haven't really bought a lot of kits from her recently, and I've been kind of like spacing them out. I think no, I don't even remember what was the last kit I bought from her. But I tend to kind of wait in the when shops are on sale. That's when I kind of buy the things that I want, so then I can just buy it all collectively. And yeah, that's just my process of how I buy things from the US, because like I said, shipping is always quite expensive for us Canadians to ship from the US. So I just try to hoard all my needs and wants and purchase it at the end of the when shops have sales. But yeah, so like I said, I only bought the sheets that I needed or wanted to use in the spread, and to be honest, this is more than enough for me. I feel like the stickers were all like the sticker sheets was all pretty well made. There's a lot of variety in each page, and that mood board sheet was definitely a game changer for me. And I don't even know why, like it's just like a collective, like stuff of random things that has peaches in them, but it totally worked. It it was it made this kit look a little bit more, I don't know, like cohesive. um and I really had fun using it. Like this kind of like label thing with like the vintage fonts. It it was part of that mood board, and so yeah. And I did use quite a bit from that mood board, and I'll definitely most likely always reach for that page if ever I buy from Saucy Stickers Co. I don't remember who else did it before. I would like to say Letters to Apollo used to do it when she was still doing kits, I think. Maybe Sadie Stickers. I don't really remember. All I know is Saucy Stickers Co. did an amazing job with that mood board. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the mood board because I'm just gonna obsess about it, and then I'm gonna miss my day to day. I also used a lot of Sadie Stickers foiled foil sampler sheets. When Sadie Sticker had a sale, I bought some of her foil sampler sheets, and I just been using them in different kits that doesn't have foil, that I didn't purchase foil sampler sheets from. And yeah, and here is where we kind of do the day by day, and like I keep telling myself, I'm totally gonna be fine, I'm totally gonna be okay, just having one thing for each day. Okay, so on Monday is always my late shift. So I went into work late, but then that means I also got off work late. I think this is one of my issues with kind of planning the way I've been planning lately. I would create these little scenes and then place them on the sheet. But then sometimes these little scenes doesn't flow very well together. And this is what I mean with this, like the dog, cute dog, very very adorable. I really really wanted to use it, but it's right beside this cafe scene, which totally did not make sense. So I need to be a little bit more mindful of that, in terms of where I place things. Um, to be honest, I have kind of like a rough draft of how I want things to look like, but it doesn't always mean that that's how things end up being. Um, so, or like there's like little parts that I have envisioned, and yet the whole entirety is still not all there. So then I create these little scenes, but then obviously if I don't have the whole picture in my head, then I just make it up as I go. And this is how I've been planning for quite some time. Especially since I've been doing this little scenes, that's just how it would end up being. So I apologize if each of these kind of like areas doesn't really flow well together, but I am not envisioning it yet in the whole picture. It's more of like, okay, let me deal with this area first, and then this area, and then I'll go with my day by day, which if I'm planning to plan with the current bundle, I think there needs to be more of a fluidity between each scenes, and I just need to be a little bit more mindful of that. So here is where the new kind of format will happen. Not necessarily will happen in every spread, but this is how I envision this particular way of planning, where I'm going to create 7 little kind of like mini compositions, and then those ones I will just write down my most memorable moment for that day. So therefore, I don't even know if it makes sense if I talk about my day by day, but I probably still will, but kind of glaze over everything else and talk about a specific topic and or a few topics that happened to me on that day. I don't know. I still haven't, like I said, I haven't really ironed everything out. And if if anything, if I still end up buying a vertical, then I'll probably be doing what I've been doing for the past couple of years. But like I said, I still had quite a bit of fun doing this, and it was something different, which I like. I always like try something new, something different. But I didn't really leave enough space in each column to actually have space for my day by day in their respective column, if that makes sense. So I had to put them where there's spaces, and then I just put the date scripts where I want it to go. I always show you guys kind of like an end picture of how everything is going to look like, and that's basically what is going to it'll show you what I meant. well, what I mean. Okay, so for this week, like I said, it was a work week. I was off on Friday, so sorry, I wasn't off on this Friday. I went to work late because my two dogs have vet appointments on the Friday. And my tiniest dog, which is Luna, she's actually a little bit overweight. So she's actually on a diet right now. She's been on diet for a couple of months now, and to be honest, I haven't really seen any difference. Um, but I'm just hoping that it's more fur than than fat, and she's actually losing something. And then on Saturday, I was also off, and we went to the Asian mall near us. There was just a few things I need to grab there. And then we also went to this bougie mall that's relatively close to the Asian mall. And then on Sunday was my husband's friend's first my husband's friend's son's first birthday, so we attended that party. So it was a children's party. It literally lasted for like 3 hours, which wasn't so bad, and that was basically my whole entire week. It was nothing special. It's summertime, so we tend to kind of like just do a little bit more outdoor things than we usually do if it's during summer. I mean, like compared to like winter time. But yeah, so here is where I'm talking about, like, I kind of just created these little compositions that would represent obviously Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah. And I don't know. Give me your opinion, guys, because I'm really, really on the fence about this one. I really like how this looks like, but like I said, I don't really know how I'm going to feel as I flip through the pages of my kit in the future. I'm so used to having like so many things written the day by day, and having just 7 things written down kind of like throws me off. But yeah. I still really like how this looked like. It's very, very pretty and unique. And I'm growing to really love Saucy Stickers Co's kits, especially with this one. I believe on my birthday I used a Saucy Stickers Co, which was the Nutcracker, and I was equally in love with that kit. But yeah, so here is everything. I just put more of the foil sampler, and that was basically it. So if you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye!